Today's part 2 and now we're going to watch scary website. Scary things from YouTube. Could we watch animations? Because when my sister watched it, like part 1, she was actually terrified. So we're going to use scary animations. So let's go. Scary animations. This will make it small. Because my sister is so scared. I don't want to be scared. She's my sister, okay? She's my love heart. I have 3 sisters, and me. Yeah, so. That's not scary stories, scary animation. So. Let's just. Okay. That was scary. With this.
3, 2, 1, go! Beep, bop, bop, beep. Beep, bop, bop, beep. Beep, bop, bop, beep. Bop, beep, bop, bop, My name is Caitlin. This incident happened when I was 14 years old, and I will never forget this memory. One day, I was at home alone at my house. My mom was still at the office late at night, and my 2 siblings were at my grandparents' house, which was kind of far away from my home. At first, I was just enjoying my time alone, watching Netflix and doing some fun stuff. However, after a while, I got pretty bored, so I decided to invite some of my friends over. I asked my mom for permission and then called my friends to invite them over. A few moments later, while I was waiting for them, I heard a loud bang upstairs. I was sure that there was no one else upstairs. So I stood up and looked up the stairs with an anxious look on my face. When I was near the stairs, I could see that one of my dolls had fallen. I picked it up, and when I straightened my back, something caught my attention. A little girl was standing upstairs. Well, I could feel that she was staring at me, even though I couldn't see her face clearly due to the darkness. I was terrified, and then someone rang the doorbell. I ran to see who it was, and luckily, my friends had arrived. Thank God, it was a moment of relief that my friends came over at the right time. Soon, I got my mind off of the girl I saw. We sat down in the living room and had fun talking with each other. An hour later, one of my friends suggested that we should take some pictures together, so we gathered around one another. We took several selfies while laughing and chatting. Later, as we scrolled through the pictures, we found something. There was a little girl standing behind our couch. What made us even more terrified was the fact that she had no face. Her face was just an empty darkness. No eyes, no nose, and no mouth. Being terrified, I told Cassie to delete that picture right away. However, she said that something was wrong with her cell phone. I snatched the phone out of her hands and tried to delete it. But no matter what we tried, we couldn't delete the picture. Then we heard loud thumps. It sounded like someone's footsteps were coming from upstairs, and our light was flickering on and off at the same time. We thought that we couldn't stay inside anymore, so we rushed outside in a hurry. One of my friends, Christina, suddenly pointed at my bedroom window and said that there was someone in there. I raised my eyes up and followed her finger, and there she was. It was the same faceless girl we had seen in the picture. My friends and I screamed. I called my mom and explained
Guys,
everything.
listen. Imagine if my parents are gone and they went something. Me and brother and my family except my brother and my parents, we can just play in the 3 a.m. We can just call 911 or we can ask your parents. I'm gonna be like running out of the house. I'm just gonna call my neighbors. So yeah. It's not 3 a.m. It's only in the morning, so yeah. So let's just.
My mom couldn't believe what I told her, so she made me calm down and said that she would be home in 5 minutes. After she arrived home, she searched the entire house, but she couldn't find any trace of the girl. I hoped that it was just our imaginations. However, we soon decided to move out of the house because I kept seeing the girl after that incident. We finally moved, and from then on, my mom never wanted me to be home alone, so I always stayed with my siblings. I still have no clue why the girl haunted me, but I think it was because she wanted us to get out of the house. Well, I'm just glad that I don't see that girl in my new house.
Okay. So, guys. Okay. Bro. It's funny. I'm not gonna lie. I ate my dog. That's not scary. Wait. Oh. He could. He's a demon.
After passing high school, I decided to take a part-time job in a pizza joint to support my college education. I always preferred being self-dependent, so when my dad wanted to pay for college, I refused to take his help. After the classes in the morning, I had the entire day free, so instead of wasting time, I took this job at Domino's Pizza. I worked the night shifts 3 days a week. The payment was enough to keep me going without asking for money from my parents. They liked this headstrong attitude of mine, so my father gave me his old car to drive to work. It's an old black Chevy, one you can easily see in the 60s Hollywood movies. I loved this car a lot, because apart from being old, it had some personality. The day was Wednesday. I drove to the pizza place and was parking my car when I heard my boss yelling at Jeremy. Jeremy was our delivery guy and not much of a talker. Jeremy stood with a sad face while my boss shouted at him. "I don't understand. You are being quite irresponsible for the last few weeks, Jeremy. How could you just lose someone's order? The only reason I keep on tolerating you is that I know how tough things are for you and your mom right now. But one more mistake and you'll be out. This is your last warning." My boss, Mr. Macaron, got into his car and left for home. I walked to Jeremy and said, "Did you lose another order again?" "Yeah." "Let it be. You'll get better at this." Even though I said this, I couldn't help but think how weird he was. For the last few weeks, Jeremy always happened to lose a pizza somehow. He says he dropped it, misplaced it, the customer didn't answer the door, etc. I think he eats it and makes excuses so he doesn't have to pay for it. Mr. Macaron is not a nice guy, so he keeps a tab on every employee so we don't eat for free. I tried lending some money to Jeremy to save himself from this humiliation, but he denied it. I sat behind the counter waiting for the customers to arrive when the phone rang. "Welcome to Domino's Pizza. May I take your order?" Yes, I would like to order a 5-meat feast. Make it large. Sure, can I get your address? Yes, it's the house number 34, 2 blocks from your place. I noted down the contact number and the name of the customer and went to the kitchen to tell the night chef to prepare the order. When I came back, Jeremy asked me a pretty weird question. Is that an order? What else would it be? Are you alright? No, I'm fine. So, how many pizzas were ordered? Just one. Here, take the address and number. Oh, it's not far. I expected him to be happy knowing he wouldn't have to drive far, but instead he seemed upset that the customer lived close by. But then quickly, it hit me. He was upset he wouldn't be able to make up some story this time. As we waited for the order to be finished, Jeremy started walking back and forth, being all tense. I looked at him and said, "Hey, tell the chef to make one more. You can take it. I'll pay for it this time, but you have to stop eating the customer's orders." That's what you think I do? What else makes sense? Tell me you're not stupid enough to lose a box of pizza every other day. Jeremy stared at me in a very creepy way and said, "You want to know the truth?" Well, sure. It's not me who eats them. Then who is it, Jeremy? Is there something you're not telling me? I don't think you can handle the truth. The order came in, and taking the pizza in one hand, Jeremy rolled his eyes in anger and stormed out of the store. What does he mean by he is not eating these pizzas? And what is this truth he's talking about? I decided to find out once and for all what exactly is going on with this dude.
Guys, I'm gonna end the video. It's too long. So I hope you enjoyed this video. See ya! Oh, just stop this recording. It is stupid. Oh.